Hello, Cancer. This is an electricity ship. This is power to the people. This is a reading for all Cancer placements. Sun, Moon, Rising, Virgo, yeah, that's you. Venus, Mars, Jupiter, wherever Virgo is in your chart, or if you're watching for a friend, these stories are for you. Whatever comes out in the cards and through my voice that makes you feel empowered, that's for you. If it resonates with you, rings your bell, toots your whistle, tickles your fancy, it's for you. If it makes you feel fearful, then that is not the message for you at this time. If you feel like you want to come back to it at a later point, that's great, but Spirit is never going to give you a message that you can't handle. So, that said, speaking of ringing bells, if you want to hit the notification bell, subscribe, likes, shares, comments, I love all of that stuff. And I put my prayers on my altar to y'all, past, present, and future interactions with the channel. That said, because you're here, I can be here, and because we are sharing our stories within the Anima Mundi, God, Goddess, Spirit, Creator, of which we are all a part, thank you for your presence. I've got a little bit of a tickle in my throat, so I apologize for any kind of vocal snafus, but I've got a warm beverage over here, and hopefully that'll help. I meditated over your cards, and a couple popped out. Knight of Wands upright, so that's great, seeing this initiative and this drive. What we're using today is the Tarot Oracle deck by Lucas Cowan and Lindsay Cummins. The Morgan Fairchild's Crystal Mandala, or Alana Morgan, remember that actress? She's fabulous. Alana Fairchild's Crystal Mandala Oracle. The Khalil Gibran's The Prophet Oracle deck, which includes the full text. If you like this, go ahead and find this, but also this book is available in any library. It's an old, wonderful book. I recommend owning it if possible. We have the 1909 Waite Smith Tarot, the Aquarian Tarot by David Palladini, and for clarification, a Marseille deck from 1751 by Claude Burdell. I love a Marseille in the mix. It's a really fun deck and has a lot of cool history to it. So Virgo, I'll give you a little geeky information here. Tarot came originally from a playing card deck from the Middle East that had all of the pips very much like we know them in the Marseille deck today. And then Italians and French people added court cards and major arcana cards as a method of storytelling. So here we are, full circle. And it became a way to use symbology of historical characters and archetypes to tell stories as entertainment first, but then as fortune telling. So take these messages as they resonate, we are evoking the subconscious and archetypes within our psychology. And that's a mystical, magical thing. Also, I'd love for everybody to take a moment before we start the reading to take deep breaths and get into your intuition, into your heart, into your soul, and consider something for which you have gratitude. Whether it be a small thing or a large thing, something sparkling or absolutely awesome, a micro tenderness or a macro tenderness. We build all of these together to create a world of wonder and peace. So please join me with a deep breath. I will be thankful for the soups that I've made this week. They have been wonderful nourishment for my body. And I was also thinking about the other day, I had a session of listening to Burt Bacharach songs, various covers and everything. The best one is House Is Not a Home by Luther Vandross at the NAACP Image Awards, where he's singing to Dionne Warwick, who did the most famous version of it. It's absolutely brilliant vocal performance, out of control. As I was dinging the bell and touching my heart, I thought of the song Put On Your Heart Light, which he did with Neil Diamond after they saw the movie E.T. It's so corny. Anyway, I called that listening session the Bacharach-arama. So many good ones. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. That might be a different music history vlog. We'll get to that as time goes by. Thank you for being here, Spirit, Anima Mundi, all present. Thank you so much for your presence here. We'll get card for Virgo, please. Thank you. Tremendous. Yeah, it's good to be here. Excuse me. A lot of people have been getting a lot of busy energy, like keeping things going, keeping it together, and with varying degrees of peace. So I hope that you feel peaceful. You feel like you've got everything in control. Thank you. Virgos usually are pretty good at keeping things in control, whether they show it or not. We've got a couple here, I think. Do we? No. Yeah. Okay. And they're sort of sideways, so I'll keep that in mind, even though I'm not really sure that's exactly how it works, but these aren't necessarily upright or reversed. Oh, I hope my voice doesn't give out on this one. All right, for Virgo, for my lovely Virgos, are you having trouble with your throat chakra, saying something that you need to say? I did scald the crap out of my wrist lifting the lid off of one of the soup pots when I was cooking it, so you know, everything has a sacrifice, maybe? I don't know. Ooh. Queen of Swords, Ten of Cups. We all want to see the Ten of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. Almost everybody's been getting this one. This round of readings, very interesting. And Temperance has been coming out a bunch too. In all the tarot decks have been showing me Temperance, so this one's popping out right away for Virgo. These are a little sticky. What's going on here? There's definitely something kind of caught up. I'm a little congested. Lungs in traditional Chinese medicine are about grief. That scan, so they've got a important sacred family ascendancy anniversary at this point in my life. Grief is an ongoing process. You have rights. There's a griever's Bill of Rights out there on the internet. It's just very worth looking into. If you're going through grief, know that you have the right to be there and go through the process, no matter how far along it is. We got the Moon. It's been coming out for several people as well in various decks. And then Seven of Swords. Seeing that again a few times. And Strength. Cool. All right, if you're on the Leo cusp, that's pretty significant because that's a Leo card. This is Sagittarius. This is Libra. Cancer. Bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Rods. So I'm wondering about that, if there's something that you need to defend, if you need to defend space to grieve, for example. Space to get things in order, to allow the elements of your life to alchemize. There might be too many choices, like online shopping, perhaps, or just kind of reducing the choices and the variation, the variety. You might need less variety, right? Because you've kind of got everything you need right now. You have this like deep emotional fulfillment. Queen of Swords is great at setting boundaries. Seven of Swords is when you have to like protect your boundaries from attack, right? And, you know, you might want to kind of sidestep any, or, you know, sort of mitigate or neutralize forces that may come into press on your boundaries, because you need time to be in this sensitive space and have this like healing, you know. Temperance is also a very good healing card in integrating various elements. You don't really need to bring more variety into the mix to have to alchemize here and to perhaps heal. You know, you're defending your ground. These 2 7s are definitely like kind of self-defense energies. And you've got a third 7 here. So 7 7 7, you know, things are about to kind of pop into an 8, into a flow state, where your energy can be directed. I'd love to see an ace somewhere in here, because we've got the end of a cycle here. But right now, there's just like a lot of strength while you're protecting this like sensitive energy. You don't need more influences. Yeah, you need rest. You need to like integrate. So this character's come back from war and is laying on a sepulcher to give thanks for not perishing in the war. You know, so it's just like you still have to like hold your ground, but you know, are you defending your boundaries more than going for your next desires? I'd love to see what's coming after this 10. Can you show me the next cycle, please, for Virgo? Because I'd love to see you be able to relax and integrate. Like, where are you going with this Knight of Wands and the end of the cycle with the 10 of Cups? Ooh, yeah, Queen of Coins. Queen of Pentacles, that's awesome. I love seeing that earth energy in there for you. That is technically Capricorn, but I can definitely vibe with your energy, my love. Yeah, so you've got these 2 queens. Queens are the ones that figure out what the kingdom needs. They're the ones who put the manifestation desire energy into the world. So, you know, you don't have pentacles in here, and it seems like you need some resources at your availability. You've got passion, you've got thought, clear thought, you've got you know, the ability to defend yourself against maybe like, you know, people's thoughts that are malicious towards you. Malicious seems like a strong word, but I was thinking about the evil eye. You know, if somebody's like jealous of what you have because there's like all these things that you're defending, you know, these power cards. Excuse me. Somebody might be looking at you with the side eye or the malocchio. So if you can do some protection spells, your Hamsa symbols, burn a black candle. If anybody's, you know, paying too much attention to your possessions or to your good fortune in your heart, or maybe that, you know, they're trying to tell you grass is greener on the other side, you know, like this isn't good enough. Like maybe you should be looking at some other things of emotional fulfillment. But I think what you want is to keep steady the things that you have and have this like really emotional connection to them. But then because it's practical and it's working for you, and you know, take some time to absorb that. Conceptually, that like this conceptually and emotionally is very nourishing for these deep parts of your soul. Nobody can tell you different, right? Don't listen to that. What you need is to be able to integrate all of this fortune that you've had to defend and the sensitivity so that you can go on to fulfilling some practical desires that are in your life. And you're going to have this power to go for it. All right. Yeah, I mean, you may have the urge to kind of shoot back at some of this, you know. Let's talk more about the strength card, please. So you're going to really need to defend this better angel, as it were, from this urge to kind of listen to people who scared you to death and from my heart. Remember that song, Kissing a Fool, on George Michael's Faith? You know what it is that fulfills you emotionally and what it's going to take to move towards new goals with passion. Don't let other people tell you what it is. And this might be scrolling through social media, that comparison thing, or like imposter syndrome, or that thing where you just get like overwhelmed with like every other influence going on. Tell me a little bit more about this Seven of Cups, please, where that energy might be coming from. Well, just these sevens in general. Where's this? All the sevens. Yeah, Three of Cups. So, I mean, Three of Cups is like three fates and charisma and charm. And there, you might have had to be outward facing a lot to attain whatever this is that you've had to defend. You may have had to do a lot of social obligations, family and friends, and that just might be creating a little bit too much noise. It's time to like settle down and integrate and heal. You may have had some insights from these emotional interactions that really are like touching you very, very deeply. Let's talk about the moon. If something is touching you really, really deeply and it's not clear, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to not be clear, but you do need time to allow it to, the waters to baste into your juices. Yeah, so here's the Seven of Cups again. So there's just too much, and it's emotionally evocative. Like all of these things that you're seeing are very emotionally evocative. It's okay. I think you can just allow it to baste in, and you're gonna find what you're gonna use this fiery energy to like move towards. But you need time to let it settle and integrate. I think that there's protection for you too with the Strength card and all of these sevens. Like, I think that, for example, if you're feeling envy looking at somebody else's vacation photos or whatever, you are in control of your ego, and like any kind of envy or jealousy that you might feel, this is in the center of the reading. So I like to think of the Nine of Cups as being like it's often called the wish card, the wish fulfilled card. But I think it's because you're looking at the wishes that you have fulfilled, that have been fulfilled. So like, look around you and see what you've wished for that you've received, but then you've got this higher octave of the 10. So there's like this real protection. There's this real like, it's the soup is cooked, and you can eat it. But it's like the soup of the soul, But yeah, you may need it needs to be integrated with these temperance energies. Are really calling for you to pay attention to that alchemy, and let it integrate into your emotional life outside of other people and other ideas. Like, you have your own ideas. You have your own thoughts, your own mind. And you know this because you have like defended yourself. But with all these major arcana, that temperance is definitely kind of a fixed angel, a very protective force, and strength is like the divine energy integrating with your earthly energy, with your Empress energy. Okay, yeah, so vulture. So I'm seeing kind of, these circling vultures, right? And adversity is the key word for this card. Also is like, making one man's trash is another man's treasure. And I think that Virgos are really, really good at working with what they've got on hand. And the Queen of Pentacles can definitely use whatever resources are available and organize them and make them work, upcycle, But yeah, you don't need to circle around. You're eating well. I would say this is a lot more about maybe some outside influences that might be confusing you, and maybe even trying to kind of rain on your parade or poop on your parade, as it were. Can you imagine how gross vulture poop must smell? Let's not think about that. Yeah, sacred ecosystem. Great. Yeah, so you're really doing this well. You're really like integrating all of the resources that you have, and it's time to really focus on that. Ascended Master Kutumi and Moss Agate. So I don't often read from the book with this one, but I'll read the introduction for this one because she's got great meditations just in all of her writings. So this is like 8-point type too, so please forgive me. We bring you the blessing of the sacred ecosystem. This is a gift of conscious connection, supportive relationship, and magnetism which attracts you to the souls in need of your light. Where you once may have felt as though you were not in the right place, this blessing shall now rectify that. So yeah, there's a lot of communal energy here. There's communal energy here too, but like this is a lower frequency. So go for the really nourishing emotional communities. You're destined to feel as though you have found your way home and can attract and be attracted to those who can support you and benefit from your support too. As you let go of past rejection, of the belief that you have to accomplish your divine life mission on your own or fight to have your place in the world, you will allow the power of the sacred ecosystem to transform your life. Your life purpose shall flourish, and your experience of conscious connection with the world around you will heal your heart and soothe your soul. Yeah, so, I mean, settle into, there might be some not elevated relationships or, a lot of like socializing that's created a lot of noise, but there are gems within there, right? If you join the 3 and the 7 together with this contemplative, meditative energy, you've got this 10 of cups, right? You always need space for yourself when you have a lot of relationships, even if your relationships are very, very beneficial. Animals rest. Like in our society, we have, these like, we're kind of an alpha predator, right? But we don't take the time to rest. Like lions, for example, the strength card. Lions sleep 18 hours a day, and they hunt in short bursts, and then they've got to rest and digest. So allow your nervous system to return to rest and digest so that you're ready to go forward with the next goals. But, and the Queen of Pentacles is a very organized energy too. She's, she takes time to check in with her planner and her checkbook, There's a lot of emotional abundance, and you deserve to be able to soak in what you've already perceived. You'll have the people in your life and the emotional richness and abundance in your life to be able to integrate that. So with the people in your life, go for the people who nourish and heal you, give that feeling of rest and digest, help you settle your power, your core power, and then you can get on to new goals. So have that soup with maybe 1 or 2 of the most soothing, lovely people of your life who allow you to rest with your pride, with your true pride. Again, if you are Leo, Virgo cusper, this is especially prescient. And then, like the ocean is your God self, it remains forever undefiled. So yeah, there's that. And so this is in the chapter about crime and punishment, and I think it talks about returning to original innocence. This is somebody who's come back from war. Perhaps some things happened that kind of pushed at your sense of honor, things you had to do to get where you are. Oftentimes I've heard you speak of one who commits a wrong as though he were not one of you, but a stranger unto you and an intruder upon your world. But I say that even as the holy and the righteous cannot rise beyond the highest which is in each one of you, so the wicked and the weak cannot fall lower than the lowest which is in you also. And as the single leaf turns not yellow, but with the silent knowledge of the whole tree, so the wrongdoer cannot do wrong without the hidden will of you all. So yeah, there's forgiveness probably of yourself or of others. And it's okay if you need to take some time to forgive. We were talking about grief. There's grief when you need to forgive somebody, and that forgiveness as well may be ongoing process. Accept the seasons of your heart. And this one is for pain. So it does seem like, there's some things that need to be integrated, and, this could talk to some emotional pain too. The Queen of Swords is sometimes called the divorcee. She's seen it all. She's got her hand open, come to me, but she also has this defensive sword up. She's going to cut through the bullshit, and that's a great skill to have, but you can't let new things in until you have integrated how you feel and learn to communicate your boundaries. So boundaries, here's boundaries too, boundaries. Accept the seasons of your heart. Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. Even as the stone of the fruit must break, that its heart may stand in the sun, so must you know pain. And you could keep your heart and wonder at the daily miracles of your life. Your pain would not seem less wondrous than your joy. And you would accept the seasons of your heart, even as you have always accepted the seasons that pass over your fields. Yeah. So there needs to be some time to accept, this wondrous, beautiful abundance, but also kind of the shadow side of the good fortune that you have experienced. There's some forgiveness that needs to happen so you can charge through with these new goals. Because it's all part of everything, There's rot and decay, but that's the mulch that feeds the new seeds, right? Tasmanian devil, judgment, yeah. So, yeah, judgment, kind of a lower octave of judgment energy. So you're sitting in ascertaining, like, what is in line with your own moral system, what part you've played in it, what part other people have played in it, your discernment of, all of these images and stimulation emotionally that's going by, and trying to see it in clear light. Trying, on this card, Rider Waite, there's like the dog and the wolf, so there's the beast and there's the tamed. This too, so there's like connecting of animal and the thinking rational creature, the domesticated animal. There's a lot of integration happening of shadow and light, thought and feeling, leading you to passion and practicality. But take time with those, integrating those varying elements, because a lot of success is coming forward. Your desires are giving you something that's going to lead you to a next cycle of a 10, and I suspect it's probably going to be more toward the pentacles ends of things. So we'll see what happens over the next month, or thereabouts. I encourage you to watch other readings for other sign placements. That might give you some more insight. You may find some other readings for your sign to be helpful, to give you some information. If you haven't hit the like button, the share, subscribe, comments, etc., I would be so grateful if you do that now. Liking the video is like the easiest way to pump up the jams. So thank you for allowing me to be here and share my gratitude practice with you, and for bringing the stories of the world soul and this community that's here onto this table. I appreciate your energy so, so much. I cherish this time we have together. I love you. Virgo, you beautiful creature. Thank you for being here. This is an electricity ship. This is power to the people. And I wish you peace.